Good evening, good evening, good evening, everybody. This is the biggest happy hour and a half an hour. I am your hostess with the mostest, Paul Robertson from the Drums and Rums podcast, and many other things you may have seen me on, but maybe not have seen me on just yet. So anyway, we've got a great show tonight, and quick introduction to our guest here, who's going to be joining us here in a moment on camera. And I met our guest. I'm really fuzzy. All right, let me back this down a little bit. A little fuzzy. Fuzzy. Always the audio problems. Is that better? Is that a little bit better? All right, that's right. We gotta wait for the delay to catch up. So is this better? Isn't anybody out there?
Beautiful.
Man, good Lord, this better? Oh man, the 7-second delay. That's more than 7 seconds. That was seven Mississippis, right? So anyway, thanks for all for tuning in here. Our guest here tonight that we have on the podcast is I met him at the Miami Rum Renainase Festival. I met him last year briefly. I think we just kind of quick, and then this year a little bit more. We talked a little bit more. Obviously, with a couple of the other vendors that were there too, that are also podcast alums, and was like, yeah, this is a great product, and I want to learn more. We had a sample in our little private party. I think that was. We had a little sampling up in John from Just Rum's party that he had, and I don't know, it was right a party, but anyway, and we said, yeah, we got to try this out here. So let me introduce to the biggest happy hour in half an hour, our good friend Mark Convery. How you doing, Mark?
Excellent, Paul. Nice to see you.
Yes. So I'm glad you can join us here. Where's your name tag? What happened to your name tag? That's weird. What happened there?
It's a happy hour. I didn't wear a name tag tonight. You just show up with alcohol, I thought.
That's it. Yeah, there'll be a test later, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So thanks for coming on here. And we were just talking before the show there that you're up in Canada, and you gotta drink a lot of booze to keep warm, right? That's kind of very much a Canadian tradition, right?
It's definitely part of surviving up here. That's for sure.
So, we want to talk. I want to talk to you about it. Quite a few things, obviously, about the product, and for those that are watching as well, to get them to learn a little bit more about the Coco Rum and also Coco Vodka. Right, you have
That's right.
two products. Some products coming out here soon, as well as a big announcement that you guys had put out there couple weeks ago with a big musician. So I'm interested in
Yeah.
hear about that. I'm sure that was and I think I commented. I said that is really awesome to be connected with. I guess most people probably already figured it out based on all the promoting and Deadmau5, right?
That's right. The news went live last week, and it's been pretty wild ever since we made that announcement.
Very cool. So, all right,
Yeah.
let's see who we got in the chat here. I know Sean had popped in and out there, so I don't know if he's going to make it. He said he was a little under the weather. There's our super fan there, Siri there. So let's give the round of applause. If I can find it on the thing here. Oh, there it is. There's Siri. There is our applause for Siri there. I know Charlene's also in. She's not only in the chat, but she's also in the room here. I think she came
Wow.
specifically in the room here tonight just because she knew there was going to be some cocktails being made. So she's like a lurker around the waiting for the drinks to be made. So, well, let's get to it, and so I can stop yapping. And we'll get to our normal round of things here. But yeah, I'm getting a little thirsty. So you've got something there on your screen, and
Yeah. It wouldn't be a happy hour if we didn't crack a drink, right?
That's right. So here we go. Here, Coco. I got it right. Oh, other way. Coco Rum there. So cheers, Mark.
Cheers. Cheers.
All right. All right. Man, I do we'll get to it. Florida Man segment, and there's a company here in Florida that makes a Florida Man IPA beer.
Hmm.
And I said, "All right, well, enough free publicity for the Florida Man stuff." And I'm not really a beer drinker as much anymore. And I'm like, "Well, forget that." It's just, maybe we have an opening for a new new segment sponsor.
Oh yeah. Well,
So
it's something refreshingly different. Like you said, I used to drink a lot of beer too, and I think the nice thing about Coco Rum is it's lightly carbonated, so you're not going to get that same bloat feeling. You can have a lot of them and feel great afterwards as well because we do use the real rum. It's a Puerto Rican rum that we import, and then we use real coconut water, so it's a nice smooth finish as well.
I think that's a perfect type of rum to use because most people that are not truly into rum, and the way the analogy I used it last night with somebody, was I feel like I'm, like, more hanging out in the shallow end of the pool, right? To get people to come in, try a little bit
Yeah.
different, open themselves up. We're not in the deep end yet with, some of the other guys, but we can get you there, to ease
Hmm.
into it because you can't, if you're drinking Bacardi and Captain, trying to jump to something funky or an agricole, you're not you gotta ease into it, right?
It's gonna be a rough ride. Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so just real quick then here, Mark, so, coconut, rum with real coconut water and natural flavorings, okay, and, in the 12-ounce can here, um, what's the, ABV?
Yeah, so we went with the 5%, so that way we could be, especially in Florida, you can be in grocery stores with the 5% APV. Florida, we love too, because it's one of the states that you can sell spirit-based products. So yeah, you'd be able to find Coco Rum and Coco Vodka at a lot of your main stops like Total Wine, ABC Liquor, Jensen's. We're launching with Winn Dixie pretty soon too.
Oh,
So
wow.
lots going on. Yeah,
That's
in
great.
Florida.
That's great, yeah. I was able to pick this up at the, Total Wine here in, Palm Beach Gardens, so it was good that
Great.
I was worried I'd had to go further south, and then so I went to the Total Wine site, and I was like, "Oh, hey, it's on the website," and it did say limited, so you may wanna check on your stock at that store,
Yeah.
right? Now that folks are gonna
That's the challenge we run into in 27 states and 6 provinces is that people it's limited. It's always flying off shelves. So if you're a huge fan, it's good to get the delivery quickly.
Right. And I guess that
Yeah.
and I when I talk to, different brands and companies, that are at different positions where they're at, is it's a good and bad problem, right? It's that fine line of do you wanna blow up? But then you blow
Yeah.
up, now you don't have the supply, and then you kinda, could be totally forgotten about because now
Yeah.
it's tough, right?
But it's a balancing act constantly because especially during the pandemic, we launched right in the middle of COVID, which was great for alcohol, but not for new brands because no one knew who we were and you
Right.
couldn't sample and everything. So, yeah, that it's a balancing act of juggled cans and coconut water we bring in from Indonesia, and we also have a pineapple version for our vodka, a lime
Mm.
version for our vodka. So these juices are coming from different parts of the country too, and yeah, and then you got to bring them out to shelves too. So it's a wild ride. Every day's a different adventure.
Right. So
Yeah.
what got you, into this?
Yeah. So my business partner Av and I, we were originally in the bourbon space. We were the two Canadian guys that the first to kind of get in and start a bourbon in the US. We partnered with a group in Minnesota and fell in love with our bourbon. The challenge with bourbon though is it sits in a barrel for 4 years. So you don't really get rich off of bourbon fast.
Right.
Not that that was our goal, but we wanted to create something that a lot more people could enjoy quicker. So we knew we had to get in the can space.
Right.
But we didn't want to create another seltzer, another vodka, and a soda. We wanted to create something different. And we just got thinking. When you drink, it's a nice escape. And we started thinking of when we escape, what would be some things like beaches, palm trees, and then we thought coconuts. And obviously, coconut water is one of the fastest growing drinks in the market in
Right.
North America. People knew the benefits of coconut water, and we were like, well, let's be the original hard coconut water guys. Let's try throwing some vodka in it. Let's try throwing some rum in it. And we're like, if this tastes great, then this is going to be what we run with. And obviously, we had a hit really quick, and it went straight to producing and hitting the market.
No, that's I
And we literally just, I think I told you before the show, we just got our American trademark yesterday for the original hard coconut water too. So pretty excited about that too.
So there is a you own the claim to the
The hard coconut water space,
there
which
you
is really cool.
there you go. It's
Yeah.
nobody but you're right, is like all of a sudden it was like people it's like it's I don't know, I'm in my late 40s and every time I hear something else like, I said to my wife, I'm like, "What the hell is dragon fruit? I've never heard of this before." It's like, where does people come up with
Yeah.
this shit? This is like made up.
Lychee and dragon fruit. And
Yeah,
yeah.
it's like the same thing. It was like all of a sudden, coconut water became a big thing, right? And I guess people saw
Hmm.
that it was right a healthier alternative with a little bit of flavoring because it's natural, right? And again,
Yeah.
I know every time we're at the beach, my youngest son finds a coconut, he wants to crack it open and see if they've got any juice in it, but it's a little
And
salty, right?
you're
Yeah,
probably thinking the first thing is like, hey, that would taste great with rum, right? And
exactly, right? Yeah, you read
yeah.
my mind there.
So we made it easier for you don't have to go find the coconuts. You can just crack a can of Coco Rum and you're all set.
There we go. Look at that.
Yeah.
Hold on here. I think.
And and another big thing too is we didn't want to just put a splash of coconut water. You see a lot of companies, they try to just put a little bit of something in there so they can make that claim on the label. But 24% of our can is real coconut
Right.
water. The rest is slightly carbonated sparkling water, and then
Right.
you got a splash of rum too. So
Cool.
very simple drink.
Very cool. All right. Well, hey, we're gonna play our. We got a little segment here. We got, like I said, we're gonna go through our segments here, and I know. And thanks everybody for tuning in there. So, uh, uh, Elizabeth, my aunt Liz tuned in. I got Siri here. So, all right. So let's go. So this is a little segment here, Mark. We call "What the Florida." So WTF? I guess it looks like the MTV logo just turned upside down there. So it says WTF? What the Florida? Right. So here we
Love it.
go our segment here. So
Blink
yes,
182 making a comeback too.
that's right. That's right. A good catch on that. Yes,
Mm.
and of course, there's usually, welcome to Florida. There's always a Florida story here, and I heard this story on another show today about a Detroit cop or somebody from up that way was in Florida, got arrested, and the title was like, cop, Detroit cop goes all Florida man. Well, apparently he was in some bar in St. Pete, and I don't know what happened, and all it was, I, for some reason he's pissing in the ice maker machine, and it was like all this. It's like where did? And I said, it's like that line in the beginning of Hangover where the guy's leaving the hotel and they're out front waiting for the cop car to show up, and the guy's loading his golf clubs up, and he says when they see the mattress, he says, "Man, some guys just can't handle Vegas, right?" And I think that's exactly it. Some guy, people just can't handle Florida when they come here. They go
St. Pete's, Florida.
yeah, they go all Florida, right?
That's amazing.
So, all
There's
right,
probably
so
a lot of good stories that start with a bar in St. Pete's, Florida, I bet.
yeah, the West Coast Florida is a whole different breed, yeah, for sure. So,
Mm.
all right, so here's our question for everybody. Here is our what the Florida question, and you can go ahead and answer it, Mark, and then everyone else can answer it in the chat there. So, if
Cool.
you were out on a dinner with no cash, what would you do or say to get the bill paid? If you were
That's a
out
great question.
if you were out at dinner with no cash, what would you do or say to get the bill paid? Okay, now
Right.
let's claim that it says made. Let's just totally say that you forgot your wallet because I know it says cash, and then most people now just pay in plastic. But let's say you have no form of monetary payment way, no Apple Pay or whatever. So what would you do
Yeah.
to get the bill paid?
I think I would go two different routes. Depending on the place I'm at, I might say, "Have you heard of Deadmau5 before?" And and if that's if it was a different spot, I would definitely say, "Have you heard of Coco Rum or Coco Vodka?"
Okay.
And introduce myself as one of the founders. And I managed to forget my wallet, and we'd love to supply you guys with a party room full of Coco Vodka and Coco Rum.
I I would and kudos there. Let me give you some applause there for being really most people wouldn't want to go there and name drop or
I
say
just go straight to
why
it.
not, right?
It's a bad situation. You got to get out of it, right?
Right, you got to do what you got to do, right? Or you're washing
Yeah.
dishes the whole night or worse.
Yeah. We don't want, yeah.
That's funny. Said, do you know who I am? Or do you know who I know? Do you know
That's
who I
right.
know?
Have you heard of Deadmau5?
Yeah. Oh, Siri says I'd make a great sous chef.
That's a good one
There
too.
you go. So, all right. So, yeah, so there's our Florida man. So let's jump now over we're going to talk a little bit more while we make this. So, this coming up here is our what we're calling our cocktail cam. A lot of folks in the last episode we did this really enjoyed it here. We're hanging out here and
So cool.
we've got our little up front cam there. And so we'll narrate while everyone's watching when we make some drinks here.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, Mark, you want to talk about this? This is the Candy Cane Mojito. I think it's perfect for this time of the year that we actually are doing the show and talking about the product here. So let me go ahead and I'll get the ingredients
Yeah. So I think one of the cool things when we created, Av and I created Coco Vodka and Coco Rum is it tastes great in a can. But then we did the first summer we launched, we did a cocktail challenge where we challenged people to use the drink and make all these different cocktails. So we had over 80 people submit different cocktails and videos. And this is one of our favorites for sure, especially around this time of year. I mean, you really can't beat a mojito, and we make it really easy to make a mojito. But then you add the candy cane and the mints and a little bit of lime juice, and you're off to the races. So it's cool. We've got a whole list of cocktails on our website too, so you can really get creative with not just drinking out of the can, but making different cocktails too.
here. So, all right. So I'm definitely making a mess. So one of the first thing steps here is actually gonna go get a plate while I do the rest of it.
Oh, the crushed candy cane, right?
That's
So you're,
right.
you're rimming the glass with crushed candy cane.
Yes. So hopefully y'all see what I was doing there. We're gonna get another plate here because this is like a
Yeah,
multi-plate endeavor here. So all right, so I
very
guess
cool.
move that out of the way.
I love how everything's super fancy, except you found a paper plate to do this part.
Hey, nothing but the best for
I thought you'd use a drum, the bottom of a drum or something.
don't tempt me. I do have one over here.
Yeah, I bet.
That's actually pretty good. I didn't yeah, I need to hire you. You need to be my idea guy.
Yeah, I was impressed with your drum shelves in the background. That was definitely really unique.
All right. So we're gonna go ahead and let me finish rimming
See,
these.
you've got crushed candy cane. So you're rimming the glass like a Bloody Mary, or as we call in Canada, Caesars. And then your next step, you're throwing a little ice in there. Oh, there you go. That looks great. This is not a sugar-free cocktail, just for anyone that's
Yeah,
watching.
everybody better take their insulin shots on this one here.
Yeah, it's right. If you're diabetic, I don't know if this one works for you.
All right. So I may not have gotten enough. That's not too bad,
Well done. These look great.
I guess. Thank you. Thank you.
Amazing.
All right. So next we've got, of course, I've got like simple syrup all on my hands on the outside of
Yeah.
the thing now. So
So you started with the simple syrup. You rimmed your glass. You threw it in some crushed candy canes. You found these little candy canes that fit perfectly on your glass.
actually, I cut it in half.
Okay. I was like, wow.
Full transparency. Yeah.
Yeah.
Candy canes don't last very long in my house.
No, they don't.
I have a candy cane thief. So, all right. So we've got a little bit of ice here.
Yeah.
We've got our. So now, all right. So we've got some mints here, right? We've got some mints here. Now, I've been told about making mojitos. What people do with their mints, they smack their mint.
Mm.
Do you do that? Do you smack your mint?
I think it's close to the weekend. I think I would smack my mint. Yeah. It's Thursday's like Friday Eve, right? So
Yeah, they so, but just
yeah,
don't
you should
smack
smack them in.
yeah, don't smack
Yeah,
your mint, enough that you go blind.
that's right. Yeah,
Yes,
that's when you've over smacked.
right.
Yeah.
So, but I guess what I was but and seriously though, I was told was it helps, kind of, I guess, wakes up or kind of releases a little bit out of the,
Yeah.
so
This sounds like it might be your next What the Florida segment. This guy in St. Pete's told me about smacking mint one night, and
it definitely
it
sounds
was
it definitely
it
sounds
was
like something.
and then he went and peed in an ice blend.
Yeah, hopefully
Yeah,
not in this ice.
yeah, that's right.
Alright, so we've got our mints, we've got and then again, we'll post a recipe out there. We got our mints,
Mm.
we got our wedges, or lime wedges, and we have a couple things here that before we get into it. So is an ounce of a certain coconut rum, and I think Mark, what you got to try is I know you have a specific brand that's on there because it's probably more widely known,
Yeah.
but we do have actually, and you may have seen them at the
Ah, yes.
yeah
Is this the cartel one?
yeah
Yes. I've had their stuff. It's fantastic.
yeah. So
Yeah, I have no doubt it's gonna taste even better.
so again.
So you can throw that in there. That'd be great.
So again, too, I mean, the Guatemalan dark rum made with coconut water. So
Hmm. Beautiful. This is gonna be good. You can slip some of John's just rum in, just like a hint of that. That might add a little kick to
you
it
know, me
too.
you add what was his Uncle John's cut? That'd be like definitely.
Yeah, the tax evasion rum.
All right.
Very cool. There's your shot. Throw an extra one in for charm.
All right. So I'm gonna make a for a two person one here. So I'm gonna try to double up what I need to. Again,
Hmm.
so if you're looking coconut rum, coconut cartel, and I've been trying to get Danny is the owner. She owns it. So I'm like, I said, I want to get you come on. I want to talk about this product. It's other than the other one. So all right, wait a minute, I'm forgetting something. Oh yes, and this is optional. Where did I put it? Lost it. Oh yeah, hey,
A lime. So
look
you
at
got the
that.
lime
No,
juice. You got
yeah. Well, hold on. Which camera? We got this camera here. It's not.
oh, the peppermint schnapps. Beautiful.
I had Mark for this show. I had to go ahead and wipe the dust off this bottle. Actually,
You're the one of the only guys going out and buying peppermint.
I think this bottle was bought in the '90s.
Yeah. Maybe it'll make a comeback after you make this cocktail. It's gonna go viral, I think.
I that's what I'm thinking, right? So hashtag peppermint patty there. So there's our
Cool.
also all
Peppermint.
right. Now the next part is we're gonna muddle.
Hmm. I'm waiting for a drumstick to come out that you muddle this thing with.
It's funny you said that. I've thought about it. I was like,
You
how do I
should have
make
a
some bar?
drumstick
Yeah,
muddle would be perfect. Yeah.
bar tools.
There we go.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and
Looks pretty good.
there you go. All right, give us some room here. Not using my normal muddle, but
So once you're done smacking the mint, it's probably easier to muddle too, right?
yes. All right. So anyway, so hopefully you all are hanging out here, enjoying this here, and I need we'll name my strainer though. So we did forget something actually. So
Yeah, that's okay.
all right. So we said that we're gonna add some just rum in honor of our good friend John.
Yeah, get it in there.
Put a little dashes of his queen share. This is always the best when you got bottles laying around your house and there's like no labels on it, right?
Oh, that's usually a good bottle.
You're like, I have no idea what it is, but
We actually did a coconut water infused vodka, and I have it in the corner there. Same thing. It's got no label on it. Tastes great.
now.
Yeah. The suspense is killing me. This looks great. I'm kind of jealous.
Yeah, I never said I was a not messy bartender. Yeah, don't call definitely not a neat bartender. I know. If I was in a bar, my bar back would probably hate me.
Yeah.
So folks, we're almost there with this here. So now
That looks great.
we'll pull this guy back here. You can see on the old cocktail cam.
Very nice.
So you save a little room for
The Coco Rum finally makes it all
there we
smooth.
go. Let me take it out of the our new koozies there. So I take it out there to show the
Love it.
so Coco Rum.
That looks like it might be a very strong mojito. I'm just calling that one out.
All right, there we go. So cheers and our Christmas classic.
Cheers.
Yes, cheers. She said, You get the hint of the John's funky rum in there. You get a little funky rum taste. He's not a super big funky rum fan, but I
Yeah.
don't think it's actually it's not too. It's got a little funk, yeah. So there we go, John.
You might need a little extra Coco Rum in there to smooth it all out.
Yeah,
Calm the funk. Maybe it's the mint acting up after you smacked it.
it's probably that usually will
Yeah.
happen after you smack your mint
Yeah.
too much.
Got a little upset. Yeah.
So, all right.
That's cool. It was great to see that live. I have not seen that cocktail live on camera yet, so that was
So
cool.
there you go. There's a first there. So yeah. So because of
Yeah.
that, yes. All right. So hopefully everyone's having a good time cheering in there. All right. So let's read this here. Let's catch up with the chats. All right. So Siri, we drink peppermint schnapps every Christmas Eve on the rocks while watching Christmas Vacation. Does the coconut water help with the hangover, or is it low APB or both?
Wow, great question. So we're not supposed to make any scientific claims, but it is proven that coconut water with its natural electrolytes and it's high in potassium that it is supposed to help you out the very next day. So we've heard a lot of people say you can hydrate while you dehydrate, or like a lot of the athletes we later found out they drink vodka sodas and then they drink coconut water the next day. So now they're just like, oh, I'll just drink Coca vodka all night and
Okay.
Coco rum. Yeah,
That's not a bad because I know a lot of people got on the Tito and soda kick, right?
yeah,
Because it was
that's right.
low in a lot of things, but
Yeah,
so yeah,
and
that's good,
I
Mark.
can speak from proof. We've had some big nights on Coco and we feel great the next day. So
There you go, right? Yeah. So
yeah. I'm
yeah,
part
so,
Irish though. I don't know if that really helps. I think because I'm part Irish, it's the people don't. Oh, you're part Irish. That's why you can get up the next day and go for a run.
so what you're saying, it's in your genes.
Yeah,
You're a
maybe just a
professional.
little bit.
No,
But
I'm
the
not.
rum rack guys, right?
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. I don't know if you got a
Yeah,
chance to listen to that episode, but yeah, that was
it's hilarious.
pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I'm Scottish, so yeah, I hear what you're.
You know.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know what it's like. Yeah. So there you go. So cheers to our Candy Cane Mojito there. So this is really good, Mark. So this is definitely, yeah, very refreshing. I like the taking the product, making cocktails with it. I don't see. I have made some cocktails with other uh, hard seltzers, hard waters, hard
Hmm.
whatever. But I don't think they're as promoted as much because obviously most of it is people are just drinking straight out of a can and then out of the cooler
Yeah.
and not making cocktails. So this is really great to kind of, ele- you know, I don't want to say like elevate, like kind of not. I think you know what I'm trying to get at.
It's
But
more than just a canned beverage.
right,
Yeah, I think
right.
it's something that appeals to a lot of bars and restaurants because they were a little hesitant to take drinks like this at the beginning because they're like, oh well, we sell a $12 mojito, and we said, well, we can make that mojito easier to make and a little more refreshing for your guests as well. You can still charge $12 if you'd like. And the nice thing is you can mix this with a little bit of pineapple juice on ice.
That would be
You could
great.
do a really nice rum punch as well. We've had a lot of people use our Coco Vodka as well as mimosa.
Okay.
So I bet you this would taste just as good with a little splash of orange juice. You could do a Coco Rum mimosa as well.
Oh
And
wow.
those are all like 5-second cocktails, nothing crazy. Just a splash of juice and it changes everything up.
So cocoa vodka, champagne, and a little bit of juice. That's well,
Game
hey,
over.
we are, we are. I know they make. I don't know if we're still the orange juice capital of the world anymore, but
I
you
think
know,
you guys are.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, you guys holding that one strong.
Okay. So Siri says, okay. Thanks for not confirming that.
So I really recommend you try 12 Coca Rums and just maybe you could give us an update on how you feel the next day
No, that I
and
think
maybe
that's
grab a couple 4 packs. And it's funny, I think it might have helped you guys out the night that I met you and you guys were drinking some really heavy rum. I think my cocoa rums may have helped you guys the next day.
I believe so. Yes, I can be a testimonial to you on if you need me to do
Yeah,
a testimonial on the website. I definitely said I got up the next morning, went and
yeah.
taped a podcast that next morning actually with fellow
See,
Canadians. So I guess it's
yeah.
definitely it's like
And even at the rum festival, we're always in one of the most popular spots because people they've hit like maybe 3 or 4 shots or 5 shots of rum within about 10 minutes, and then they hit ours and it's just refreshing and it's easy drinking as well.
that's how it should be because I know that was one thing is most people don't drink or slow down or pace themselves or drink water in between, right? And
Yeah, yeah,
that's what you should be pushing, right? Is that every you should have somebody standing in between every other booth handing out.
yeah. We should put Coca Rums in between each booth
That's
just so
right.
people can pace themselves. Yeah, maybe next year.
So, all right, we'll try 12 because I do have my breathalyzer that I bought to do some content to do some stuff.
Perfect.
So yeah.
Awesome. I love it.
Oh, she said it's better with more cocoa rum. So yeah, I may have had a little bit more. Actually, I don't
I
think
was
I
gonna
had.
say that looked like a very strong cocktail,
Yeah,
but
yeah, but
you
you were
know,
not going to judge though.
once it hits your lips.
All right. So we got a question here. All right. So Charlene said yes, mimosa. Yeah. So you heard that part. Yes. So we do
Hmm.
have another question here. Siri says, so any idea of when we can get this in Tennessee?
You actually can get it in Tennessee.
Ooh.
So that is one of the states that we are live. So we're in 27 states currently right now. We're expanding to 31 within the next 4 to 6 months. Um, but we ship online to 31 states as well. So if you have a tough time finding it, reach out to us online at Enjoy Cocoa Life. Our creative director, Nick, is awesome. I don't think he sleeps. I think he literally will respond to people at 2 in the morning sometimes. And so if you have a problem finding us, just shoot him a message and he'll get back to you.
There you go. So do you have a
Yeah,
store? You got a store locator on the website?
we do.
Okay.
And because I think we're in the US, we're in over 3,000 stores. So it's really tough to kind of narrow in on a bunch. A safe bet is always Total Wine because they're pretty much nationwide for us right now. But yeah, depending on the state, it's like places like in Texas, you can't go too far without not finding cocoa, which is cool.
Okay. So
Yeah,
there you go.
Florida's becoming like that too.
She's hot damn, I'm going
And,
shopping is what
and in Canada, if you are on the west coast of Canada, you'll see we've got just bigger cans here in Canada.
oh man.
Um, yeah,
Tall boy
the tall
for
boys.
for the for the
Yeah,
for the Canucks on the West Coast.
that's right.
So
They
all
do like
right.
it.
So Siri's gonna check. She's gonna check it out and see where the closest place is. But yeah, definitely, you gotta
Cool.
definitely check it out. Siri is again. I haven't had. I don't know if I got a chance to try the vodka at the festival or not. But again, being more of
Hmm.
a rum guy, obviously, I'm trying to stay in my swim lane. But I'm sure, yeah, the vodka is just as good. So, um,
Yeah, and the vodka obviously is appealing spirit because everyone already loves vodka. We wanted to play in a different swimming lane because we knew rum was just going to be an up and coming big drink in a can. We love it so much that we're actually going to be launching a Coco Rum Mojito this summer.
Mm,
Um,
that's
you could be the first to kind of get a sneak peek of what that looks like.
oh, did you see that,
But
John?
yeah, so it's
Coco Rum
we haven't
Mojito.
even announced it really, but it's gonna be launching next summer. So we'll make sure you guys are first to try it.
Yeah, for definitely for sure. Yeah, and then you
Hmm.
need to come back to Florida and let's do a launch on
You
it then.
bet. No, that'd be cool.
Yeah, what's that?
And of the two, it was
Yeah.
actually Coco Rum that Deadmau5 tried first.
Okay.
So when we got invited to his party 2 years ago, he had a bunch of Coronas in his fridge, and we said, if you're a Canadian superstar, you got to have Coco Vodka and Coco Rum at your party. And he said, "Come on by." And that was the first thing he tried. He fell in love with it. We kept in touch, and then we ended up creating a partnership with him and announced that recently. So um, as of next week, you're going to start seeing Coco Rum and Coco Vodka pop up on stage with them,
Yeah,
which would be super cool.
very
Hmm.
cool. No, that's
Yeah,
great. That's I and I know that's to get the word out there and having, somebody who's, you know, obviously he's enough that he's into the product, right? Which is that's what you want, right? Your
that was
brand is
important.
right.
Yeah, we've noticed even from going to different trade shows and stuff, there's a lot of big celebrities that get behind the brands, but they don't really like the brand, and some of them don't even drink, which is always shocking to me when I'm like, oh, that's an interesting move to have someone that doesn't drink alcohol represent your brand. But I guess uh, that works for some brands. But
Yeah,
no, we want to be as true and authentic and real, and that's why we went with people that love us as well.
very cool.
Hmm.
All right. So, yeah, how did you make that connection there with Deadmau5?
It it was kind of a dream story. Like I said, he posted about 2 years, right in the middle of that COVID lockdown. We were all slowly wondering if maybe we could go outside and have a barbecue and stuff. I know it wasn't like that in Florida, but it was like that in Canada. And yeah, Deadmau5 posted like a fridge full of Coronas, and I just shot him a message. I had no personal connection with him at all, other than followed his music for 15 years. And I was just amazed that he wrote back saying, you're in Toronto. Why don't you stop by? You're 2 hours away, and
Oh, wow.
bring a bunch over. And I got there early, and yeah, it was really cool. We have all the pictures of when he first tried it, and at that stage, we just were excited to be hanging out with Deadmau5
Right.
and all his friends at his house. And then we got thinking this could be bigger because he actually likes it, and we know all of his fans would love it. And dancing and partying, you want to stay hydrated. Drinks are always popular at all the EDM festivals and concerts. So yeah, it made sense. And then his manager reached back out to us in April and said, Joel still really likes your stuff, and we'd love to work on a deal with you guys. And he's getting behind a Canadian company too. Canada, it's a tough go because we have all our entire country is controlled by the government for liquor, except one province. So for him to get behind us is big because that helps us grow the name in the U.S. as well.
Right. Right. No,
Hmm.
that's awesome. Yeah, yeah.
Wild, right?
Not very often. Yeah, somebody who's like his level even
Yeah.
responds to
And
I
that's it. Yeah. like they literally, yeah, he responded and said, come to my house and party with us with your product. And it was just like out of a dream. It was
like
really cool.
is this for real? Is this really
Yeah.
happening? Right?
Yeah. One of those robots talking on Instagram.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
And no,
The
it
bots.
was totally legit. And then we went back this summer and partied with him. And yeah, it was just tons of fun. He's got a great crowd around him. And you can see why he's so successful too. I mean, his music's fantastic, but he's just got a great team and brand as well. So yeah, it's been fun.
Very cool. All right, Mark.
Hmm.
So you ready? You ready for our? This is our craziness of what Florida has to offer. You've been here. You're here numerous times. Actually, I think
I love Florida. One of my favorite states.
some of the video I know that's on the website that's used in some of the promo stuff is I'm like trying to look and say, all right, is that Miami or is that in Palm Beach or some
Yep.
So all right, so here we go. We're gonna introduce our next segment here, our Florida Man segment here. So here we go, our Florida Man segment here. So someone's gonna be on the naughty list here. So In our Florida Man segment here, Florida man busted after trying to steal from Walmart during a shop with a cop event. So I guess if there's ever a time you wanted to go to jail, it's like almost like robbing a Dunkin' Donuts, I guess, or a donut shop. Yeah. So all right, so here we go. A Florida man found himself in handcuffs after allegedly trying to steal items from a Walmart where dozens of police officers were holding an event. The Osceola County Sheriff's Office, and then for those that don't know where Osceola is, it's Kissimmee is just the next county west of Disney World and all that. Says
Oh yeah.
says a man they refer to as Brad was arrested at a St. Cloud Walmart after trying to steal items at the same time. About 40 deputies were inside as part of a shop with a cop event. Seriously, we just can't make this up, and that's how most Florida man stories are. The department posted on their Facebook page. Brad decided to steal from our good neighbors and partners at Walmart in St. Cloud while we were conducting the Shop with a Cop event with the children of our community. Bad news, Brad. The post said the
Wow.
store was full of deputies, almost 40, besides the forensics team, the community services team, the CSOs, the OCSO majors, and Sheriff Marcos Lopez. Bad idea, Brad. The deputies were inside the store as a part of the event and involves police officers shopping with children for holidays. The department posted a photo of Brad that showed him with his hands cuffed behind his back and his pockets outside, and the Facebook post also contained photos of the items associated with Brad, including a bottle of perfume, gloves, what appears to be hedge clippers, a syringe, and a container of plastic baggie containing unknown contents. The Osceola County Sheriff's Office did not immediately respond to the request or comment from Fox News Digital. So there you go. So congrats there, Brad.
Wow.
You picked the wrong time to go shoplifting. It's like picking the wrong time to stop sniffing glue there. So yeah. So there's our Florida man of the week there, Mr. Brad. So yes,
Didn't sound like he really took anything good either. Was it? I don't think that would have been worth it to begin with.
I know, I know, I don't know I don't know if the images are cycling through there to see what he had and from what I saw in his
Hmm.
the photos there. I guess the pictures aren't cycling through to see actually he had some. Yeah, he didn't steal the best of things actually. So I guess
Yeah.
it's kind of tough trying to. I mean, how do you? I don't know. I know people steal stuff nowadays, and it's amazing how they get away with it, right? So all right,
Yeah.
so here, so serious
Bad
is
timing, Brad.
yeah, such a fantastic story, not the Florida man story. Oh yes, so yeah, so she was commenting on your story there, Mark, about hooking up with Deadmau5, not the
Yeah.
Florida. So thank you for the clarification, Siri. Yes, you just in case we don't want to confuse the difference between the two here. So, uh, yeah, no. So, Mark, I appreciate you definitely coming and hanging out here. I said I was pleased to find that it was and it's great. I always do love when I see a brand that I've talked to, had on the show, the podcast or whatever, and I see it in
Hmm.
in a store, and especially one of the big box stores, and because I know that's most brands that's what their ultimate get into there. Or I talked to somebody
Hmm.
yesterday, even they're trying to get their rum into like the Publix, that's our supermarket here. If they can get into the
That's right.
Publix liquor stores, then that's a huge thing. But there's a whole lot more red tape they got to jump through, and but yeah, I mean, I love seeing it. There's stuff on everyone's stuff on their shelves because like it's really cool to see. Again, I love hearing the story about
So
how
cool.
somebody comes up, how they started, what's their passion, what was their idea, what was their dream, what's their
Yeah.
long term, making it through COVID, like you talked about, and still persevere through everything. So
Yeah. Yeah. I don't recommend launching a new brand during a pandemic in two different countries. Looking back at it, I think we were really nuts.
yeah,
But I'm glad we did. And it's despite every single odd and hurdle that could have been thrown our way, like you said, a lot of persistence and perseverance, and it helps when you have a great tasting product and a kind of a funky brand
for
too.
sure,
So,
for sure.
mhm.
So
And our fans, that really helped us through a lot of this because they couldn't go to a liquor store except in Florida. You guys could do a lot in Texas, but
we're
there's
like
a
the
lot of
wild
states you couldn't even
west.
try.
We're like the Wild West down here.
Yeah, you guys are awesome. Um, and and yeah, you're right. Like unless it was a great product and people like for them to talk about it online, and we have so many people like our TikTok's crazy. People are sharing videos and just wild stuff. So the creativity that all of our fans have put behind the brand really helped kind of make us a bigger name too. So, and we're excited to see what 2023 looks like too. It's going to get pretty crazy, I think.
It's definitely a great year. I think you're gonna be off to a great start, obviously, with the
Yeah,
partnership for sure, and then obviously the new products, and that's what you gotta do is you gotta keep yeah. I'm really, really can't wait to try the mojito, and, like I
yeah,
said, it's definitely this is the kinda stuff, these hard or seltzered or, that's why they're very I mean, that's why obviously the one that starts with a W and C, why they're,
yeah,
hey, actually, I if you're not if you I'm gonna give you this idea live here.
yeah.
If you are if you're not afraid to be a little edgy with some marketing,
We
so
have no problem. Yeah.
okay, so here you go. So this is a free one. Do you watch the show Cobra Kai?
I have not.
But
I
you
know
know of
of
it.
the show.
Okay, you know of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
So in this last season and they usually drop the episodes every season like on January 1st because they figure everyone's at home hungover and they just want to binge and watch movies, right?
Yeah.
So they just actually dropped the whole season back in I think September and which threw everybody off. But anyway, so this most recent season, there was a scene in a bar and one of the main characters and who was originally the bad guy in the original movie, which you probably saw the original movie, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so all
Yeah.
right, so everyone's all grown up. So Johnny, right, he's struggling with being a good guy, bad guy, or whatever. So
Yeah.
and he's stuck in the 80s. So they're at a bar. He's hanging out with Ralph, or whatever is Daniel, and they're at this bar, and he goes, oh, he's into. I think the name of his dojo, Johnny's dojo, is actually White Eagle Eagle Fang, right? So he's like, all right. So they go to the bar, and he's like, oh, White Claw, yeah, that sounds badass. He takes a drink of it, and he spits it out. He goes, oh, this tastes like garbage. I'm like, wow. I said, that's a huge or something. Oh, it was like I was like I'm thinking first thing I thought was like, wow, that was a big dig against a big brand
Big brand. Yeah.
that is like everywhere. And I'm thinking that's an open door for
Yeah.
another brand to chip out and say, hey, look, even Johnny, from the Karate Kid, doesn't like White Claw. And here, try this, right? I don't know. I
So
mean,
funny.
there's so much.
We
Go ahead.
People would often when we started, they're like, "Is it like a White Claw?" And we're like, "Well, it's in a can. It just tastes better," is what we'd usually say. And it's made with real vodka and real rum and real coconut water too. So I guess no, it's not like a White Claw. uh, but then we've also had some people play on the word cocoa
Mm,
because cocoa is, some people call the white stuff cocoa, and so we had some people kind of get together, and they tried to make a bit of a video where a guy's in the back alley, and he's like, "Yo, you got the cocoa?" And the guy pulls out a brown bag, and it's like a cocoa vodka. And he's like, "Yeah, just don't tell anyone where you got it." And the tagline, I think, on that video, it's on YouTube still, was "It's so good, it should be illegal."
oh, okay.
Um,
Yeah.
but we're like the legal cocoa. You can have as many of these as you want. And you can get it at the local grocery stores and liquor stores across the country.
So those are fan videos.
Fan videos, yeah,
That's yeah,
and
that's
it's just wild. Yeah, the creativity that we've seen. Um, "In Love with the Cocoa," I think is a song, so people started putting that to the music and their Instagrams and reels, TikToks. So it's been
all right.
funny.
All right. Well, maybe I'll take my hand at that
I
idea, and
think it'd be
I'll
cool.
yeah, we'll try to do something there. So
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
So, all right. So we got any? Let's check in the chat here to see if anyone's got any other questions here. I think we are caught up there. So,
Mhm.
um, so Mark, as we start wrapping up, what is again? Here's the segment for you. The Seamus plugs. Do this, do that, buy that, and all those things. So here you go. Here's your Seamus plug.
Uh, nice. So yeah, we obviously appreciate the support of everyone. Currently in 27 states and 6 provinces. If your local liquor store doesn't have us, make sure they reach out to us. Website's enjoycoco.com, and you can follow us on any social media at Enjoy Coco Life.
Nice.
And if you have some wild, crazy ideas or cocktails, make sure you share it with us and tag us. And yeah, excited to see all the creativity that comes flying our way in the next little bit.
All right. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, just
Mhm.
follow all the social media again because that's a lot of the places there. So Siri
Yeah.
says 100% love it.
And if you
So that
hate coconut water, you still got to try it because, one of the biggest things we get is people say, that sounds good, but I hate coconut and I hate coconut water. And we say, then you got to try it. And some of our biggest fans, in fact, our director of sales of US, his name's Peter Murphy out of Maine, and that was his first thing. He's like, sounds like a cool concept. I hate coconut water. He tried it and he's like, I got to work for you guys and help you out.
oh wow.
And being in the business for 18 years, for him to jump on in a product that he said he hated coconut water is pretty. I think it speaks kind of big volume to what we've created. So, and no, it doesn't taste like a pina colada.
No. No, so is that the line? So I just was given breaking news here. So I guess the line in the line in the show, he says after he takes a drink for the first Johnny drinks a White Claw for the first time. And the quote is, "It tastes like a watermelon took a piss." Like, wow, okay,
Yeah,
they
it probably wouldn't be. That'd be.
pretty
Yeah,
close claim. I'm not worried about White Claw, slamming my ability to get a sponsorship,
yeah.
right?
We're
But
both gonna be shut down.
yeah,
Thanks,
that's
Paul.
it.
It's nice that you invited me on your show.
Yeah, the big machine. Yeah, no. That's just it, right? It's I know as crazy as it is, and talking to Steve and Seamus,
Yeah,
during that week, and I said, hey, I get it. You got to go at this in guerrilla market. Get out there, do
yeah,
different things that other people aren't doing, and why fish in
yep.
the same spot, right?
I agree. I think the whole idea of being a scrappy startup is to be scrappy and let people know that you're not corporate. You know, uh, we work with some very large corporations like Walmart. We're in Walmart, Florida, and but I think they appreciate the authenticity that a lot of entrepreneurs are bringing to the business now. And um, if all of a sudden you're wild and crazy and then you're not, people are gonna say you're fake, and you don't need that. So, and consumers are smarter than they've ever been. They can Google what you have in your kids. They can look up what is a seltzer versus a Coco Rum or a Coco Vodka, and
Right.
they can see. Yeah,
Well, yeah, and as you know, being at the rum festival is the rum crowd, the rum community is really, there's a big push about transparency, and
yeah,
it's like, hey, this is what it is. This is what I do. Being upfront about it, and if you like it, that's great. Rather than trying to, you know, uh, be a little evasive about it. But everybody
big time.
wants to be a little bit more what's going into my body, and a curiosity.
Yeah,
Like I said, I know that a lot of the rum, a little bit more of the rum enthusiast, or a little bit more about that stuff. So.
yeah. I think, and that's what we were a little nervous at first to go to the Miami Rum Festival because we knew that the crowd that's there, the appreciation they have for the rum and what goes into it and the process. So it was important for us to have a really good rum in our can. It wasn't just going to be something made in some guy's backyard. It had to have a similar history behind the rum that we brought in and put in our cans too.
Right.
So you can taste the difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, for sure. So.
Hmm.
So yeah, so so I think we're just we'll announce here. We're gonna work with Mark and Coco Rum here, a little
Yes.
giveaway. So stay tuned on our socials. We'll post and we'll do a little bit of a giveaway there. Again, I think it's fun for folks to get an opportunity to branch out here, like uh like Siri. She's in Tennessee, she's in bourbon country, right? And
Love it.
yeah.
Yep.
So there's definitely a whole area there where there's a opportunity to get some penetration into areas that are different than other than bourbon or other, so forth. So definitely for
Hmm.
sure. So stay tuned if you're watching this and list still in here in the chat there. Stay tuned there. We will talk about a little bit of a giveaway with Coco Rum and so forth. So
Yeah.
I'll do my quick little my little I guess my plugs here. Oh, hold on, look, I have to fix my own graphics here, man. So I have hold on.
So cool.
Where do I gotta stand? I gotta stand this way. There we go. All right, so which way I gotta stand? So, all right, so yeah, so I appreciate everyone for definitely tuning in. So definitely, I want to give some shout outs here to a couple of other of our shows, partners, and part of our podcast network that we've been starting to grow. So there, the Jams and Cocktails is a weekly show, Wednesday nights, 8 p.m. It is a live show. They go usually on for about an up to maybe 2 hours. They do all sorts of different things. It's about music, cutting drinks and local music at times too. A fun time hanging out with Brad and his crew there. Also, Brad has a morning show called Jams and Coffee.
Mm,
Every morning at 8 a.m. Eastern time, and again, it's an hour show. They talk about some current events and topics. So it's more of a little bit of a radio morning show kind of format. But so definitely good friends, as you probably all know. Brad, he's been no stranger to our show, and then also I've affectionately been calling the Rum Posse. So Nia from My Rum Diaries, Johnny from Ready Set Rum, Roger and Cole from Just Drinking, Jason the River Pirate. So again, and Rashawn also of Ready Set Rum. So we were almost all of us were at
the
the festival.
pre-party.
The uh, no, no, not everybody was at the pre-party. So it was one of those portion of us. The majority of us were at the pre-party, but it was like Saturday and Sunday we had to switch a couple players out, right? So you met Nia, the
I
Saturday night,
did.
right?
Yeah,
Yep. So
big
sh
fan.
so Nia and Jami, and I all live in South Florida. The other guys, they live up in Roger and Cole up in Iowa. Yeah, so we're
Mm,
always giving them a hard time about, we're in the rum major mecca,
heaven.
and then they're up there
Yeah,
like in a on an island.
chasing snow.
Yeah, Jason Snow. Yeah. So again,
Yeah.
it's just a bunch of content, YouTube fans, or rum enthusiasts and fans that again are
Hmm.
just trying to enjoy. And again, we try to do a little bit of collaboration and partnerships, and again, very similar like we talked about. It was is maybe a little bit of sponsorships or advertising or whatever, just to help grow the channels
Very
across the
cool.
board, right? Because I'm sure, right, if a show approached you, it's a single show, depends on whatever the growth is. But if there's
Hmm.
a group of shows that are working together in different channels to be able to say, so maybe there's a little bit of reduced, so I don't know. That's the ideas that we're trying to,
Really cool.
right. So I'm trying to think about, and even some of the other podcast folks that are, I think are kind of interesting to kind of
Very
string
awesome.
together. So let me
Well, we have a
see.
lot of big rum fans, so we will make sure to follow all your sponsors as well,
Yeah.
and help spread the love and the noise of all the good that you guys are doing as well.
Yeah. No, I appreciate it, and then definitely I love it, and again, I love talking to folks and their stories. I thought, yeah, I definitely find that fascinating, and just hearing, again, what we're trying to do is, Mark, is we've
Hmm.
actually met in person, and I think you hopefully have gotten a sense of me. Is
Yeah,
it just again, we're having a good time, we're enjoying some drinks, we're listening to some music, Deadmau5 music, or whatever it may
yeah,
be, right? We're just hanging out, and that's what it's all about. Is those things go together, right?
that's right. And it's nice to get back in person. I know a lot of people now are getting out enjoying life again, and it's nice that podcast is a big part of enjoying life and getting out and having fun too. So
Yep. Yep.
yeah, crack
Cool.
some rum and
That's
have a
right.
good time.
That's
Hmm.
right. So, all right. So, before we wrap, here's any last questions here we got from Mark while you got them. I mean,
Hmm.
you obviously always can, message them over on social media or email, and I'm sure you'll
Yep.
answer any questions you got there. But um, I don't know. I don't see any other here. I know it's a little bit of delay in the chats versus what you and I are speaking, but I think we might be good, Mark. And again, I'm really pleased that I was able to find this in the store there, right here in my backyard. I was worried I had to go all the way down to
Amazing.
Miami because I know there's a lot more, things that are down that way. But it was really great to, and actually I've used for the first time, and I felt such a lazy person, or maybe I felt like no, I felt very regal.
Yeah.
I pulled up, I ordered on the app, I parked in this
Oh,
spot,
even better.
and I
Yeah.
opened my window up. The guy dropped it inside the car like a deal was going down, right? And
Wow. I love the USA. Like I really do. I think it's just amazing what you guys are doing. I If I was to order online here, it would take 5 days. There would be no way I could pick it up.
Oh, man.
It's yeah, way to be forward thinking down there. That's
Yeah, well,
cool.
it's because they have to deliver by, sled and husky, right?
Yeah, that's right. That's how we deliver our cocoa up here. We just throw it on the back, tell them to mush, and you know, go follow the North Star.
Yeah. All
Yeah,
right. The series says, "Thanks for joining us." Yep. So, all right. So definitely, Siri, be on a lookout there for some Coco Rum. Maybe it's in your area. Check out the website there. Enjoy Coco Life.
enjoycoco.com
Okay.
and then enjoy Coco Life on social as well.
Okay.
So
All
yeah,
right. Definitely check it out. Though. Please join us. Oh, please join us again. Okay. So you have a returning fan
thanks,
here.
Paul.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
So we definitely, yeah. So when we come back there, and then we'll try the mojito there. So where's my can there? Cheers. Let me get the yeah,
Cheers.
cheers.
Here we go that
All
way.
right,
There we
there we
go.
go. Yeah.
Thanks.
All right, I appreciate it. Thanks
All
everybody for
right.
tuning in here tonight. And this is Paul
Merry
with the
Christmas.
back.
Happy holidays,
You
everyone.
too. Thanks, Mark.
Take care.